The 2020-2021 season opener was at Craven Cottage. It was Fulham against Arsenal. Arsenal winning it 3-0. Stevie Nicol joining me now on ESPN FC. Stevie, talk to me a little bit about Willian's performance today for Arsenal.
Well, I'm sure he was happy that when he put his strip on, it was blue. He must have thought he was still playing for Chelsea, because it was the first thing I thought about. But he, generally when a new player comes in, a new signing, the talk is always about, can he settle in? Well, Willian just looked as though he was playing his normal game, regardless of what team he was playing for. He did his thing and was actually unfortunate to not score from a free kick. But no, he settled in really well, and that front three of Lacazette, Aubameyang and him looks real good.
Yeah, you mentioned that he almost scored from a free kick, and we saw that he set up a goal from a corner. He definitely offers Arsenal more from set pieces, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's unusual when a player comes into a club that straight away he's the one taking the free kicks. There's usually a hierarchy, but clearly his reputation comes with him. And Arteta said, right, when we get free kicks in and around the box, this guy's taking them. That's why I brought him in. So get him on the ball, and that's what they did. And he was unfortunate, had it been inside the post, it would have gone in because the keeper was beaten. But unfortunately for him, he couldn't get that goal on his debut.
Of the three goals, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's, it may have come last, but it was definitely the best of them, wasn't it, Stevie?
If somebody said, can you describe an Aubameyang goal? That's exactly what you would think of. It's exactly what I think of. Just going at the defender with pace, dropping the shoulder, coming inside, and then sticking it in the top corner. And that really was the icing on the cake for Arsenal today. A win away from home, which they struggled to do last year. A clean sheet away from home, which they struggled to do. They were very comfortable. They got 3 goals. I mean, really, other than a little tricky situation after a couple of minutes when Gabriel and Leno got mixed up and Fulham almost scored. But after that, absolutely plain sailing for Arsenal.
Yeah, and I think it's fair enough with Gabriel. Obviously, he's new, great to see him score on his debut. But Lacazette, we've heard before the game that Mikel Artetas said he's happy now, he's sticking around. Do you think it's good that he is staying at Arsenal for both parties?
Well, I think any team needs competition for places. They also need goal scorers, and he will provide both of those things. Yes, I'm sure he is happy now. He started. I would suggest that in Arteta's time last season, he probably wasn't quite sure where he stood. And Ketia would start, and then he would start, and then he would come off the bench. And yes, he started in this game. But I think we should wait and see 3 or 4 games down the line and see whether he's starting regularly, and we'll see whether he stays as happy as Arteta says he is.
And Ketia and Danny Ceballos had a bit of a scuffle, it seemed, in the warm-up. Maybe they're a bit frustrated that they weren't starting in this game. Is this normal, Stevie, or should they have kept that off the pitch where everybody can see when it's so close to a game?
It's a little unusual before a game, to be honest. Everybody's usually concentrated on what's going to happen once the whistle blows. If you're not picked, then yes, you're disappointed, but you usually kind of try to keep out the road. So yes, it was absolutely an unusual situation. But Arteta so far, whenever any sort of disciplinary measures have come up, he's done the right thing. He's dealt with them swiftly. And so I'm sure if he's not happy with this situation, he'll deal with it the way he has done in the past.
Wasn't the easiest start for Fulham. Do you think Scotty Parker's got work to do, or is it just that they came up against Arsenal today looking like that?
What to do? My goodness, they're in for a long old season. I mean, I don't want to take the shine off Arsenal, but Fulham were absolutely awful. I mean, they created nothing going forward. They offered nothing going forward. They made Gabriel look like Virgil van Dijk at times. Defensively, you lose three goals at home. The first 2, in my opinion, are down to the 2 centre backs. 2 mistakes, and then of course you get the Aubameyang goal on the top, which 3-0 looks great, but I mean, I can't think of anything positive to say for Fulham. I don't see how they get any better. Yeah, Scotty Parker's going to be scratching his head and trying to figure out what he can do. And quite frankly, I don't think he can do much because they're just not that good.
Going back to Arsenal, and just to finish, Arteta has said that he does need some new signings to bring some balance to the squad, and you can understand that. But what were your first impressions of them today?
Listen, if you could write up, if you're Arteta and you could write a script for an opening day fixture away from home at a team that's newly promoted, you couldn't have come up with a better performance than this today. Other than that, as I said, that little mix-up after 2 minutes. Well, the other 88 were dominant. Some good football, a great goal from Aubameyang. They put pressure on the opposition. I mean, clean sheets. I mean, you name it. This is the kind of performance that you dream of as a coach, going into any game, but certainly into the first game of the season away from home.
Yeah, definitely a great start for Arsenal and Mikel Arteta.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.